one of the reasons why you're on the show today is because of your amazing art installation that recognises, you know, the loss that, you know, all of us have suffered together as a country globally, of people from, you know, who've died of COVID-19. And it's a really moving art installation. I mean, it literally, without trying to make it sound too stereotype, it blew me away.
There's 120 flags in total that form a giant circle. And some of the flags are white and some of them are red. So if you look from above, it creates this red cross, which was like a kind of hospital symbol in the middle of this white circle. Flags stand at about 5.5 meters tall off the ground. So they become this giant sort of array of an installation that you can walk underneath. And the flags are always moving and changing with the weather so it's the artwork is touring, and it seems to be, but it's been, you know, fundamentally created as a temporary memorial to all the NHS workers who've been risking their lives.
And in the entertainment industry, you know, so many of my showbiz friends, celebrities, and indeed jobbing working people that do all the entertainment for all the holiday parks and all the big shows up and down the country. It's not just about the West End. It's not just about the rich boys. It's about everybody that needs to earn a living in our industry. And the fact, again, that, you know, you shut everything down, fine, we all want to be safe. But in my, you know, mind now, I'm trying and I'm driving for a one-to-one with Rishi Sunak, because I want that, because I know I need answers to questions. How can you segregate who you're going to save financially and who you're not?
What would you say is the most interesting subject that you've actually painted?
I suppose that the most current was Captain Tom, which was a painting that I did in the early lockdown, and it was something that was fascinating because he was in the public eye, obviously still is, and the story that sort of came out of that was quite fascinating for me, and where the painting ended up, but also because I had connections which I didn't know at the time with people around him, and so therefore it sort of, there was an added interest, an added sort of layer, as well as this amazing, fascinating man.
Psychological. I mean, what really? Well, I mean, we know what kind of has inspired you to write it. I mean, it's almost strange, isn't it, that you've written it before the pandemic, and now you know, the actual release of the hardback, so to speak, is something that is more than needed than ever, isn't it?
Yeah, that was, I'm not going to say good timing, because obviously I would much rather not have a pandemic than have a useful hook for a book I've done. That would be a very poor trade-off. But yeah, it's again, it's very timely in that respect, and because a lot of the things I discuss in it are about, you know, why we experience mental health problems, what is it about modern life and the stresses it involves, which leads to mental health things. And I think that's really important now, because people will be experiencing declines in their mental health, and there's still, like, you know, an element of it in, you know, maybe not so much society, more like online, because that's how people are communicating now. This urge, or like this pressure to, you have to achieve, you have to do all your homeschooling, and like you're locked down. This is your perfect opportunity to advance yourself, you know, learn a new language, learn a new skill,
take on the projects.
Yeah, exactly. You've got the time now. You don't. Yeah. It's not how it works at all. But so people will be both experiencing the stress of the pandemic, and also this added pressure to feel like they're not wasting their time. And that's, you know, if you end up having depression or depressive symptoms as a result of that, you're going to feel worse.
How did you go around sort of setting the bar for people to do this?
Martial arts, kickboxing is a physical contact, and being involved in a sport for so long, I know the dedication and the time that competitors, athletes have to take to perform, to prepare themselves for major championships. So what the concept was, taking their general training that they would do and use to develop themselves to try and get on the national squad, and put it on the screen where they were demonstrating their skills against someone else on the opposite side of the screen.
Which is, you know, the sign of a truly brilliant exhibition as well, because, you know, as you said before, it's truly about contemplation, isn't it? You know, contemplating the last 800 years and God.
Yes, yeah. I think we need something. We need faith at this point, don't we? We need something to believe in, especially now, given what we're faced with. We need something to hold on to.
Well, as you said, you know, this hopefully will be here in the next 800 years, and, you know, that we have marked a point in time.
We've put our little cross in history, and the exhibition is on now till April 2020.